Hello, darling.
Happy Sunday, yeah. I missed you, girl. I missed you, girl.
I
Hey,
missed you. How was Valentine's Day?
oh, it was fun. It was a
Was
great time.
okay.
We did have a time. Took a little day trip. Went to go see the Hornets game, and they won. Y'all, the Hornets won. Because if y'all follow
Oh, okay,
NBA
I
basketball and y'all
forgot.
know about Charlotte Hornets,
Ooh.
yeah. So we got to see them win against the Hawks. Went out to
Okay.
dinner, had a nice little outing. It was really nice. How
It was
about you, ma'am? What y'all
well,
get into?
for my first married Valentine's Day, my husband,
My
okay, my
husband.
husband,
I
okay,
heard y'all went on a little trip. He had you a little surprise,
girl.
huh?
So he started the week before, and he is not a holiday, Mr. Celebrate holidays, other than
Mhm.
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
that's his time. But he came in with roses, a card, some chocolate, and um he let me know we were going to see Joe that weekend, which if you know me, you know I Joe is my guy.
I wanna
So I
know.
was listen. So I was like, "What?"
I wanna know. Come on.
Oh, okay. So we did that. He had already arranged for babysitting. I said, "You planned? Come on, husband.
Mm. Mm.
Already done.
Intentional, purposeful. I like that.
Intentional." So he did that. The next week, he started. My favorite flowers are calla lilies. He just came in with the calla lilies, and we went to dinner. It was fun. It was great. It was thoughtful. Um, and then Valentine's Day, I actually did that for the kids.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe is from the South, okay? And at this Joe concert, and I've been to quite a few in Atlanta, at this Joe concert, he played the guitar, which I've never
Mhm.
seen Joe play. I've only seen it on YouTube. The flowers that you take care
Now,
of for
why
me,
would he say that? Now, please.
because you ain't not supposed to water cow lilies all the time.
But we talk about the positive stuff. We talk about don't worry
Girl,
about the
because
flowers, okay?
okay. So,
Y'all took a picture. You took a picture with the flowers.
I gave him the gift that he receives. Well, so there was that. According to him. Okay, so
Hey,
it was good.
did what needed to be done.
I did. I did my due diligence. Okay, he woke up on Valentine's Day quite blissful. Okay, the kids' ride to school. I'm sure it was the best driver they ever had.
I didn't see my. I didn't get my ID to see this movie. Come on now, this is rated R. I'm not ready.
Get out
Oh
the
my
chat.
goodness. Oh my
Get,
goodness.
I'm sorry. Let me go here. So
What's this?
we
What's
are
this?
sponsored. Yeah, we are sponsored. Let me go here. We are sponsored by The Elite Coffee. Okay, because at Oscar we do all things well. All right, so go ahead, get your coffee. If you like Key, I don't really drink coffee like that. I am sure you know somebody who does.
That's me. I'm not somebody that doesn't drink coffee that much. And when I do, it never tastes like coffee. So I connect with you, but I do have friends that do love coffee,
I'm
and
your friend
I
that loves
would be.
coffee.
And see, that's what it is.
Yeah,
That's
there
what
you
it
go. I
is.
love
That's what we
coffee. My
do.
husband is your brother is much like you. He's not a coffee drinker. And
Mm,
so what he does, it is definitely not even coffee at all.
yep,
But there we have it. So please check it
it's
out. But
like a dessert.
yeah,
Oh,
like it is. Check it
mm-hmm.
out. All right. So call lines will be open for these topics tonight. Okay. But I saw this week.
Come on, come on. Listen, here goes me.
And I said, I'm scrolling because I'm like, what we gonna talk about? What we gonna talk about? We got to do it. I'm like, we ain't gonna be on CP time and like come back in April. I'm like, so we got to close out February. And as you would know, the good Lord allowed this
Call us.
storyline to topic. Hallelujah. So, Robin,
Praise him.
15 months of marriage. Girl, I gotta hear from you.
It's so funny that they define that as 15 months of marriage like it's a whole newborn baby. Like we know it's new. Like we when you still in the months, you can't even identify it as years. That's when you know it ain't been too long. But you know what's funny to me? I saw it, and I'm not a very big reality TV person. I don't watch them. I know about them enough to understand that they, were madly in love, was going on trips together. She was like my man, man, and he was like my woman, my woman, my woman, right? However, what's funny to me, and I don't know if you caught this, I don't know if you saw this, but I saw it today. And he got online. I don't know if you posted it today, but that's just when I saw it.
Mhm.
But Mr. Simon, he said, I will love her, or I will continue to love my wife until the divorce is final.
I got you, boo.
There it
Okay.
is. There it is. We'll stop loving my wife when divorce is final.
Yeah.
Now, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you. That caught my eye. Cause I
Oh,
said, so as soon as you saying when the gravel hits that wooden coaster, I call it a wooden coaster because I don't really, hit it there, right? When that hits that ground,
the gavel.
you just gonna the gavel. When that hits it on right on that little coaster, you saying you're not gonna love her no more? Like it's just immediate. Like I'll stop because that's what it's reading to me. I'm so sorry. I took it very literal. I'm taking it very literal because that's something very specific to say. What provoked you to say that, Simon? Because that's not what we asked. We didn't ask you if you know what I'm saying. You still in love with her, or you know what I'm saying. We didn't ask that. We just wanted to know what happened. And you sitting up here talking about something. Will stop loving my wife when divorces. It didn't have no emoji, Akila. It didn't have no
Well,
emotion. It's just
I can't
it
I
was
can't prosecute him for that because emojis, I'm trying to think of the males that I text and how often an emoji is like present. Cause like most guys, if I look at my husband's emojis right now, they're so random. And you want to know when he uses emojis, Robin? On Twitter.
I
He does
get it. I
not send
know.
he does not send me he will not talk to me in text and send me emojis. They won't
Yeah,
be that unless it's a different kind of party. But
yeah,
on Twitter, oh, I'll see the give her the flowers. I'll see the oh she's doing it. That's him. So I can't go that route. But I
mhm.
did as I was perusing my DMs.
Peruse. I like that
Per,
word. That's a good word.
I was perusing, okay? And this video brought up the question, what if marriage was different?
Mm,
So here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
1 year
mm,
into a marriage. Calendar year. Wedding should be 1 year into a marriage. Wedding should be 1 full year, one Gregorian calendar year into it. You should get engaged, and then a year later or whatever, you get legally married. Everybody should go to the courthouse, get the document. Then 1 year from then, we should be going to your wedding. We should be celebrating the 1 year anniversary of you guys being married, not the beginning. There's no rules to this. We make the rules up. Joshua, that's not how it's always been. We make it up. We don't have to romanticize the very beginning. We can romanticize a car that's moving steadily. Also, the person, your bride's, not bridesmaid, what are they called? Maid of honor. Your wedding budget should include the work that they're putting in. They out here. I see them. Hard hat, lunch pail, Excel sheets, color coded. They're going to work all day, taking a little break, getting some bucha, getting a little booch in them, coming back to work on your wedding. You're paying everybody else. You're paying the photographer. You're paying the person that's cooking the food. You're paying everybody but the person that you love. You're getting free labor out of the person. She's going to be up there crying next to you. She should be a part of your wedding budget. It's nuts. Weddings should be a full year in. I went to a wedding that I spent a ton of money on. They got divorced 2 months later. I bought you a blender. Where's my blender? You know who you are. Where's my fucking blender? Who gets the blender? Do I get my blender back? Weddings need to be a full year in. This is ridiculous. You got me out here on the fly. I flew to your wedding. You got me sitting next to all these white folks drinking like they got black people problems. Puppies. I'm next to puppies. I'm talking to pubs. All night long, you got divorced 4 months later. I want my fucking blender back. Weddings need to be 1 year into. I want to know that it's working. Tell me it's working. Then I'll celebrate it. Goodbye.
I would just like to say that young man is hurt right now.
Okay.
And if you have his blender, I
Give
just
it back.
suggest you give it back. And
Please.
maybe he's on to something. Maybe it's you know what I'm saying, a clause that we should now see. Now I'm really gonna get on the law side. Maybe,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? In addition to your invitation to the wedding, there's a disclaimer, there's a waiver, so to speak, a warranty. That's what it is, Akila.
A warranty. Okay.
In this invitation, right?
If gifts are purchased. Yeah.
If gifts are purchased and the marriage is not successful within 6 months,
This
let's say
time.
6 months,
Okay, 6 months.
then we are obligated to return any gifts that you bought on behalf of our unity of marriage, because we didn't buy it independently. We didn't buy 2 blenders and gave it to you separately. We bought 1 blender because y'all was supposed to become one. And I think that's to that point, I'm going to agree with the young man. I'm going to agree that maybe we should start thinking about our guests a little bit more when we invite them. But you know what's interesting though? Tying this in to Porsha and Simon's situation, I think that regardless of whether they would have waited or not, I don't know if the marriage was just destined to be successful. Even if they would have done what he suggested, let's say, because I'm thinking that his point is, let's really know that this is the, union that we want to create before we really hone in on it, because you don't want to waste money, you don't want to waste time, you don't want to waste energy. Totally understand. But I think in certain points, because let's talk about the people who have been married for years and then break it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know. So I don't know if I would necessarily agree that there needs to be a time. I just need for people to realize that the red flags that they see sometimes be waving real high and proud, and you cannot ignore those, because people already talk about in the comments that Simon been a scammer. So if
I
they
saw
know,
who is also my maid of honor, and I don't know if I was a bridezilla. Kendra, you can put that in there. I don't think that I was, but she worked. I know I was very clear on what I wanted, I think, but I tried to keep my attitude to a minimum. Rocky, you done made my show. I feel so special. Hello there. Okay.
Yeah.
Your soul glow. Okay.
Yeah.
See what Ohio does for the skin? It's amazing.
Okay.
So
drink your water, you mind your business. And that got the plus sign. Y'all know what that means? That's extra electrolyte.
It's extra. Okay. I wasn't a bridezilla. Thank you. All right. So with that being said, Robert, I think that young man did have a valid point. Now, because you take this time and like registries, I've had the house registry, I've had the wedding registry, and myself, I try to be considerate. Like, how much am I going to budget for your gift? Right. That's how I try and pick, like the little knick-knack stuff that you pass sheets all the time, so you never buy them. Towels all the time. The cake stand that you just never buy. That kind of stuff. My husband does not click an item on said registry. However, what he does say is, I better not see no towels on that registry.
Oh, so we know what he don't want.
Right.
We know
need to be something that we not going to buy, like a TV. I mean, he would put a Ninja on there, like the top of the line air fryer, the grill.
Wait a minute. No. Mr.
Robin?
Scotty. Mr. Scotty.
Robin,
you
I'm trying.
You are an impressive man.
Okay.
Call a good businessman.
Okay.
He
And there
said,
had,
"I don't want something that I want to buy.
that's what yeah,
I want the things that I don't want to buy, but that I
right.
want to have."
That I
I
want.
respect
And
that.
he almost, okay, on the invitations, he almost put a minimum. I know he said it on the channel.
It did.
He's
He
he
said
said
$75.
yeah, it was a minimum of
I
$75
remember
at the
that, and I'm gonna say it with
yeah,
my chest. He said
yeah.
75, and I know he said 75 because that was above my budget. I said, "Brother, my brother, my brother, I love you, and what you're about to get is just my presence. Because if you
Okay.
think that I'm gonna gift y'all 75,
I'm sitting there like I got family coming from out of town, so I know gifts are gonna be like the whole my presents. You know, like I knew that's what it was about to be. But my dear husband, he went for the stars in the sky. With that being said, if someone came back and was like, you know what, it was trouble in paradise, da 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 da, where is that grill?
mm,
I would
mm-hmm.
I would be like, I mean, I know we're far past the return policy, but if it bothers you that much, you know, okay, you coming to get it? Just say it.
Right.
I mean, because I feel like once people invest in you, you want to make sure that the investment is doing well. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this is where I feel like with Porsha and with Mr. Simon.
Mm-hmm.
The last situation he was in, it ended real. It was a lot.
See,
It
I
was
don't
like a
know. I'm gonna be very
girls
honest. I'm very
grown up in there.
ignorant to
She met
what's
him
going
when he
on.
was married to
Mm,
previous wife with kids. Previous
okay.
wife ended up pregnant by an assistant.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden they was divorced. Then pop out voila, Portia there. But I'm like, you was swimming in the pool with her
But
and a
see,
friend.
okay. Now this begs the question:
Uh-huh.
is Portia a fully 100% victim?
No, no, she is not. So
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
because
say
that
this.
plays into it.
I'm gonna say this. So Portia, this is marriage number 3 for her. She had the infamous guy that was on Housewives, and then there was a marriage that she had when she was really, really young. Okay. So and in that as well, let's not forget about her colorful, intimate life as well. Okay, because she was
How colorful.
like carpet munch to stripper.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she
Hey,
was just
hey, you want to know something? I just and
love
it was my man that just shared this with me, this beautiful piece of knowledge of what a carpet muncher is. And I screamed. I said, wow, a
yeah,
black person made that up. A
yeah, definitely,
Negro made that
definitely.
up because the creativity in that. And
Oh,
I
sorry, it
said,
was 2. That was her first one. My bad. Thanks, y'all.
oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay, so
and that cool. Thank you, Miss Glenn. She said Horsha. Hosha. Hosha.
wow.
Yeah.
Girl. See, I don't
Oh,
know. I didn't know that it was that scandalous. Oh, wonderful. Do tell. Have some pieces of information, any, hallway stories. Love to hear
so
it.
so in that, I no, I don't feel bad for Portia. Like you're out there living your life. You know what I mean? And I'm like, kudos to you for living it. I hope it's grand and swell and all the things. And I'm like, hey, you tried love, you gonna go big, you're not going home. I respect it. I don't have sympathy for as quick as
Okay.
you the
Yeah.
engagement was like,
Yeah. I know. I do remember that because they were talking about
you
how
had like 3 or 5
quickly.
ceremonies, baby. You here, Africa, all the
Right.
I
Right.
just
But people used to say what's interesting because I remember a group of people talking about that they felt like it was the reverse and she was taking advantage of him. And the fact that he has so much money and whatever, whatever, it was like she was the gold digger of the relationship trying to, blah, 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 whatever. But now it seems like tables have turned to be in the way of pointing the finger at him because now we're talking about scamming. Now we're talking about we knew who he was before you marry him. So I'm like, is this really an a one-sided situation where one person is at fault? Because it don't look like that to me. And I don't know everything. You just shared a lot with me that I didn't know. But it sounds like either she started with the upper hand and he hit the end of Uno and reverse card, or he been like that and he just outplayed her, or maybe she just didn't want it no more. But see, the thing going back to the emojis is, friend, is that he had usage of the emojis. That's why I said I don't know. He was using emojis with that young lady. Now I know not many men do that, but he be throwing that stuff. And the eyes and shooting stars, and now all of a sudden he sent that little cryptic message. I said, I don't know about this.
Mr. Porter, welcome back.
And she said, they both need Jesus.
Yeah. And the room to grow. She said,
Yeah.
I think this is a business decision. Now that I agree with.
Okay.
And
maybe
I'll tell
it was
you,
a business decision
because she's now. So here's the thing: she's now coming back on as a paid cast member of Housewives. She was making an appearance, but now she's going to be. I don't blame her either. Get your money.
Correct.
Your money.
Capitalize.
Oh wait, we got a caller. Oh, okay. Hold on. Rocky.
Hey, what's going?
Hey.
What's up, man? This y'all got a very interesting conversation going on, right? And I was just saying, is this what happens when a young lady marries for status and wealth rather than love?
I think this is. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was just saying, is this what could happen? Like if you marry a dude that you love that happens to be broke, do you feel jilted or misled or whatever? Or do you just love him for who he is and y'all work through the challenges of being broke?
Well, I think that for Porsha, this was a matter of, like I've emotionally invested with men before. I'm not going to take that route. I'm going to be fond of you. I'm going to enjoy spending time with you. However, I'm going to take the approach of if this does not work, I'm not at my lowest emotionally. So I do think this was kind of a protective in a twisted kind of way thing. I don't think that love in the Eros manner was involved.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I'm saying is, let me look at her track record, right?
Mm-hmm.
She married a professional football player, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think if you Google him, he earned like $22-23 million as a professional athlete. So that ain't no dude that's a dude with status, right? When you say he has status,
right?
Then the dude she married on the show, he's supposed to have been the hot dog king of Atlanta.
Oh yeah, her fiance.
They had. Did she have a baby by him or something like that?
She did. Yes, she did have his baby. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. And he's supposed to be the hot dog king of Atlanta. I think he had some status, right?
A little bit. He was more low key.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this African dude, I thought he was supposed to have been super wealthy, had all wells and everything in Africa, right? He's supposed to have been super wealthy, right? Or maybe I just thought that. What did you guys do? Was he supposed to be really wealthy? Considering
he was supposed to have money now.
Kind of stuff? Like, wasn't he supposed to be super wealthy? Or
yes, he is. How he has his wealth, Rocky, I have no idea. But the chat says scammer. I'll say this. Now she does come from civil rights royalty. I believe her grandfather or father was like Hosea Williams or somebody. So I'm not
Yes.
going. Oh, thank you, Miss Glenn. Hosea Williams. I'm not going to say that the dating pool that she was in would have necessarily been on the average person's because of who the lineage that she came from. So that may have changed her dating pool as opposed to the average person, possibly.
I like that's Hosea Williams. I understand what that means in the realm of civil rights, but in the realm of today, she's just a glorified preacher's kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, unless she has some accomplishments herself of being a lawyer or going to a prestigious university or working in some prestigious role and with a company or something. I don't know that she's had any of those roles that I'm aware of, other than being on the Housewives. Now, I think the fame of the Housewives gives her a different dating pool, so to speak, based on her fame, right?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I think my question is, has she ever just tried love?
Mr. Rocky, thank you for calling in, Mr. Rocky. Thank you. I wanted to address something with you real quick. Is that all right? Let's have a little chat.
Oh, he got off, but he'll call back here. Go ahead,
He'll
Robert.
call
He'll
back.
call back.
But listen, I wanted to touch on something he said. In the beginning, it was the question of whether Porsha, was basically kind of doing this for clout or trying to elevate her status. That was one question. And then the other question was how to handle dealing with somebody who either like doesn't have money and doesn't have status. Do you have the same level of love? I guess that's what Miss Rocky was trying to go towards in questioning her choices of men instead of just looking for love. But I'm gonna push back on that because I don't know who Simon was, but I know who Porsha was. So when it comes to status for me and my audience of eyes, I don't know who this man is. How did he come into the picture? It seems like, if anything, that man was trying to gain or capitalize on the status that, you know what I'm saying, Porsha already had. You know what I'm saying? At least for Simon. I don't know the previous relationships, but also it sounds like she was looking for a level playing field between the men that she was, talking to or dating or things like that. Because I do believe Porsha had an image prior to and separately from any of the men that she dated. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it was a situation. And like I said, I don't know of all the previous ones, right? So I don't know about the football player. I don't know where she was at that time in life. But you always gonna be somebody's granddaughter. And I think the civil rights was definitely more important than some damn football. But hey, hey, I'm going to say in that respect, I don't think that it was a totality of Porsha only looking for men to capitalize on. However, I do believe that in this situation with Simon, it seemed like whatever business deal they had in agreement, somebody didn't meet their end of the bargain, whether it was Porsha or whether it was Simon. Because again, the way that he's now addressing her, because let's be honest, this man would oftentimes go online and talk about how much in love he is with Porsha Williams. Porsha Williams will go online and talk about how much she is so in love with Simon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to try to butcher his last name. So, no, I ain't going to try. I tried, but it didn't work. So I'm like, how did it all of a sudden cut off that quick? 15 months? I don't know. And I'm not saying that she is riding, with civil rights, because I see, hey Mike, hey my friend. She didn't fall in with the riders. That's what he said. He had to check me. I know he did. He said, hold on, friend. I hear you, my guy. I do. I'm not saying that she is. What I'm saying is that her level of status was however way she achieved it, whether she directly did it or whether she's connected to it, I still feel like was not in a way that it was at least lower than any of the people that she dealt with, is what I'm saying. So I don't know. That's I
two
feel
callers,
like it's both sides.
Porter and then Miss Glenn. Hey, Mr. Porter.
Hey, God bless you both. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
And hey, um, addressing this situation and what y'all have on the screen, what if marriage was different? Well, let's just get to the basis of this. Um, so many people talk about love. Their love is not a First Corinthians chapter 13 love, right? If you truly think about it. A lot of times what people consider love is lust, or it is based off of feelings, right? Now, obviously, I don't have as much experience as other people, but I've watched people do it right. From my apostle and prophetess to my grandfather. And when you look at love, love is giving, right? God so loved the world that he gave. And what you'll find is that the foundation that people have their relationships established under and their marriage established on are things that are going to shift. If it's based on your finances, well, that can change like the weather. If it's based on your sexual attractiveness, what happens if you got burned or something and then you needed skin grafts? If it's based upon your social status, well, people will love you one day and hate you the next. Look at Jesus, from worshiping him to then being crucified. So really what it comes down to is I was not surprised that this thing was going to fail, because from the inception of this relationship, it never seemed as if it was a completely genuine covenant-based, I truly love you. I mean, the way they got together, the constant, oh, is he still with his wife? Are they cheating? Those type of things. From the get-go, I'm like, okay, this is messy. This ain't going to last long. And lo and behold, 15 months later, after things have gone over, oh, well, it's done. And I just have to, Ms. Script, agree with your husband. How in the world are we talking about housewives? Ain't nobody married.
This is true. You got a point.
I've asked that question multiple times, and it don't make sense.
I'm like, y'all ain't married. Y'all might have been boyfriend, girlfriend, maybe fiance, and that's it. And so, you know, but like you said, what it just comes down to is people are not getting married for the sake of till death do us part, or until you commit adultery or be domestic violence. People are getting married to say, until I just feel like I want to leave. And so what really it is, it's more of a ceremony instead of substance nowadays. And the covenant and the vows from a majority of people doing that, they truly aren't saying, I'm doing this before God. What they're saying is, I'm doing this before people, and when I don't like it, I'm just going to dip. And so based upon what I saw, I was like, well, I knew this was going to happen. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when.
I agree.
Love it.
All right. Thanks so much, Mr. Porter.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Miss Glenn, I'm coming to you. Miss Glenn, hey.
Hey, y'all. How are y'all doing this Sunday
Wonderful.
evening, night, or whatever?
Well, ma'am, well. Wishing you the best as well.
I seen the fireworks on this 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was a YouTuber, Tisa Tales, that exposed Simon, and everybody was calling her a hater and saying that she was lying on Simon and she was hating on Porsha. And the whole time this lady telling the truth. But Porsha, you went over there and you took your big booty and you shuck it in that lady pool. You ate her chicken and you took her Hennessy and then her man. So I don't feel sorry for her. I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't. But it seems like every relationship that Porsha gets in, I think she's coming like, well, what am I gonna get out of it? What am I gonna get out of it? You know what I'm saying? Because okay, she won the baby. Well, she said she slept with Dennis the first night she met him. So, you know, because she knew he had money.
She did.
And then here comes Simon the Silverback.
Oh, stop.
And you know, it's messed up, you know, so I don't feel sorry for her. You know, like Nene said, you never win when you play dirty. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, that man was still married, and I don't care nothing about that ex-wife sleeping with the pool boy or whatever. Porsha, you knew that man was married, and you went over there and you twerked in that pool, you seen that house, and you was like, see, Porsha the type, excuse me, I ain't even gonna say it. Porsha the type of woman, baby, you can't be around my man.
That's it.
You be plotting.
Yeah.
That's
And I don't
it.
feel
Yeah.
sorry for you, not one bit. Look,
Yeah.
Tatiana or Decatur, I don't feel sorry for you. I just don't. I don't. And her granddaddy did not cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma for her to be sleeping with other people's man. He did not do that. That man got beat.
He did.
He didn't get beat for his granddaughter to be Tatiana, of Atlanta. Going for then everywhere.
Right.
But hey, I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, what do you expect? You didn't go in the right way, so it's not gonna work. And I don't care if she had all this gospel singing at that American wedding, honey. Y'all, child, please. It was doomed from the beginning,
Oh,
and
girl, Porsha thinks she
I
can
seen
sing.
the fireworks coming 2 years ago. So Porsha, if you're listening out there, date yourself first, baby. Okay,
Talk about
date
it.
yourself.
Come on.
You need to spend some time with yourself. Go to Bible study. Getting your word, baby. You need to heal because you're going about getting a husband the wrong way. Okay, good night.
Okay, thanks, Miss Clinton.
Thank you. That was a powerful statement on this beautiful Sunday as we continue in Black History. Thank you, Miss
Yeah,
Queen.
I
Thank
love
you.
it.
She
Listen,
said,
when calling in, Rocky that called in
Selma.
tonight. You can't tell me nothing. Okay.
Selma. They
She
didn't
said,
do
"Hit
that
the
for you to. Tatiana of Atlanta.
Tatiana, bust down, Tatiana." Okay.
Well, Porsha, I wish you the best, baby.
So now we done got everybody's call lines first. Look, first
Hot.
few minutes. Okay.
Hot.
So next,
Hot. Come on. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee.
baby.
Girl, listen, I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to
Yeah,
be
where
very
you at in
honest.
the series, Robin?
I haven't finished it. I am at the part where she is talking about how she is pregnant and she is, well, because I know that she had, disclosed
If you haven't
some of the
seen this is
difficulties
gonna
she
be
experienced.
a spoiler.
I
Y'all.
haven't been through part 40 yet, but let me tell you something. I was at a conference this past weekend, so I didn't have a chance to watch. But when I sit down, I'm gonna sit down and watch that stuff because this lady, I think what I appreciate is how she's telling the story. I love it because you know what she is. She is authentically and transparently sharing this story. And she is acknowledging. I love when she says, "Hey, in this moment, I know what y'all gonna say.
It was
I
me.
was stupid. It was me." She said, "But I did it. I did it already. So I'm sharing with you what I did and how I did it." My God. How far are you? How far? Where are
Robin,
you at?
sweetness. Let me tell you something about how much I know you, darling. Babe, god damn. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me get my husband off this. Yes, babe.
Let me just say this, right? On this, I want to just be very clear. If this was a black man telling this story, it would have been 5 parts long. I just want to be very clear. If everything was equal, this is what women do. They take 6 months and they turn it into a 52-part series. If it was a man, that joker would have been 5 parts, and then maybe with a 6, just so somebody would have asked some questions. So I don't 52 parts, 50. Like, think about 52 parts. Like, come on, man, what is we doing? The mere fact that you talking about, oh, I'm on part 40. Like, really? Nah. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I hated it. I hated the whole 3 days. Key didn't talk to me to watch this show. Listen, Key would wake up watching a part, cooking, watching a part, about to go to sleep, watching a part. It was ridiculous. I was like, oh, I'm on part 39.
Scotty, I got a question, friend. You mad because she made the 52 parts, or you mad that people are watching the 52 parts?
52 both 52 parts.
Because I'm just saying, she just telling her story.
She said Trick in the Closet was about 13. You know that and he got to he hit some points on that.
No.
You know,
He put it in a song. She couldn't put it in a song, friend. She had to tell her how she told her story. That's what she did.
Part.
She had to get it out.
Part.
Can I talk about my piece now, brother?
Okay, I'm gonna get out of here.
Oh,
All right,
thanks. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, great.
All right, no problem.
Okay, because I'm like, oh, to get up out of here. So,
He said he was sick of
anywho,
you.
Robin, I knew that Joe Butt had not watched nothing when you didn't respond at all in the chat. I said, "Oh, this." I said she ain't watched it because you're always, "Hey, my booskies, oh, lovely." And so I said, "Oh, she's not responding." I said she ain't watched nothing.
I watched up to 10. I'm on part 10.
We know where you at now, darling. I watched all of it. It took me. It was day one was a little slow because I was just like, gee, excuse me. When I thought about the 50, I was like 52, like, and I was like, Lord Jesus. So I was, but when she got to the part 10, then I was like, well, shoot, what happened? And the realtors, and I was like,
what happened with the realtor? Who are these people?
So when I saw that, right, as you see, Mr. Legion, and when I heard her nickname him Legion after a demon, that's what I was like, oh, I'm gonna just keep on. I think I can go on a little bit longer because she had tapped into my spirituality. So I was like, I think I'm gonna just see what he did. It's so horrendous, but baby, when I got to the end,
all she did was give a series. She gave a series, y'all.
She did.
Let's think about it. How many episodes, in seasons, and then they be renewing seasons when they can just get that all done. I hear what you're saying, but she said she had to tell her story. She had to break it up. There's no way she could have told everything that she was telling us in a shorter way.
And
I don't know if she could have done that.
Well, not everything she was telling, but people was giving Cliff Notes versions very well. I'll say that.
But you have to know the full information in order to give the Cliff Notes.
No, because my husband was like, "Babe, I saw on Twitter this, and this," and I was like, "What?" And I just hadn't got to that part yet. Yeah, I saw da da da. So I was like, maybe I should have found that route, but she said she did it so people could listen to it like an audio book.
Yeah, this was monetary. She said, what that young man. Hold on, somebody look.
Oh, not the young man. Hey, Trill. Yeah, and she got her trip to London and Paris. And they're trying to get her
do it too. Child, if that's all I got at the time and opportunity. Part 76. Law school.
Let me play. Okay. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
And welcome. We all know. Hi. And welcome. We all know why you're here. You're here for part of the new series that I'm calling Who the Fuck Did I Marry? I'm going to create this playlist series, and I'm going to tell the story of how I met, dated, married, and divorced a real pathological liar. This is my introduction / disclaimer video. First and foremost, I'm going to be truthful, even if it makes me look bad. I'm going to be honest, but I'm also not going to be disrespectful to anyone that was involved. I'm not going to use people's real names because I don't have their permission to do so, and the sister does not want any sort of litigation. I will tell you off the top, I have a sense of humor and I have sarcasm. So things that you see me laughing at, none of this is funny. But in order to get through it, I have to laugh. If I cry, I cry. I'm human. I'm a woman. This was traumatic. I'm going to do the best I can to upload as much of the story as I can, because I know people get so annoyed with the follow for part 4.
Mm, mm, mm,
Okay.
mm,
Babe,
What?
she has the
The little
it's a message
curling
curl
thing.
in your
Yeah,
hair. That's what it is, Lord
it
Jesus.
did come out nice.
Yeah,
It really.
the curls came out very,
I
very
will
nice.
say, like part 1 through 6, she was in that same outfit for a long time. I said, "Damn."
Wasn't she? I said she
She
did a
was
whole day.
she was in the car. She was in the car for a long time. I said she must got to commute. That's why she doing this. But then
I
she
was
got
it
out and
was.
she went somewhere else. I'm confused. Child, listen. There is moments where I said, "Oh, you know when they say you better than me, but that's really code for you stupid." Yeah,
Yeah. That's you. That's you right there.
she was better than me in a lot of a lot of things she was saying. I said, because even the back and forth with the whole that the house situation, who he talking to, and how those are not real people. Like this man, she talking about narcissist. Man is mentally ill. If that's the case,
Before we got there, you moved in with somebody during COVID, like at the beginning of I listen, I
you don't
know,
even know him. You just
okay,
met
because I
him.
said, listen, baby, COVID in Atlanta? Oh no. Like when I heard that, I was like, what the hell? What is wrong with
Mm-mm.
you? So I was
Mm-mm.
like, I wasn't feeling that at all. Um, and then, girl, when she said she went to FAMU,
Yeah, I did see that. I did. She a rattler.
she said I done seen some things. I went to FAMU. I'm like, I wouldn't rep the school. I don't think that this is. I don't think that's how the
I love my
Rattlers
HBCU.
have been Rattlers have been through a lot. I'ma just
Mm,
say that I'm new to the
mm,
space, and every time something happen with FAMU, I be like, is it good? Cause y'all need
mm,
a moment. I'm like the SWAC championship, and it just didn't last enough. I'm like, Lord Jesus.
mm-hmm.
I mean,
Before bringing it in.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I be really
Mm-hmm.
feeling. I'm like, God, dog, fam, you always in something.
Yeah. I
We
mean, we
just,
just got over the young lady posing with,
yeah,
the educator. That
yeah.
took us a
So
minute.
that took a minute. So
Took a minute.
then the field house with the guy shooting the rap video and all. It's just a lot with fam. And so you lost Willie Simmons,
Mm.
you know,
At Duke,
and
down the street. He down the
yeah,
street from me. I
and
might go over
that
and say hey.
situation. So when I saw that she had like allowed him to move into her spot, and
Yeah.
I have a friend who is a licensed counselor,
Okay.
and when Scott and I were approaching the moment of looking for a house and like, okay, we're gonna do this thing and stay together.
Mm-hmm.
She called me just out the blue and she was like, hey, you know what's going on? So small talk. I'm like, girl, we looking at houses. She said, I'm gonna tell you something, boo, because I love you. Professionally speaking,
Hmm.
have both of your names on the paperwork. Don't have one.
Absolutely. That
She
was
said
one of the ones where she's better than me. Cause
because
excuse me?
it can all. She said there comes a level of entitlement or one-sidedness with that. She said especially when you are dating. She said marriage is something different. Dating, make sure it's you and him on that paperwork. And I was like,
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
And yes, it's both of us on the
Mm.
paperwork. I think that with her, when he's coming in, although he's paying these bills, and I'm like the cemetery. I'm sorry, you ain't got there yet, girl. Just some
Go
of the
ahead and
stuff.
tell me.
The
Look, give it a
cemetery.
slip
He was
up.
working a job at the cemetery. He got a twin brother. That's whose identity that he's stealing, basically.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You'll learn about that. And I'm like, when
Mm-hmm.
your family don't rock with you, that's a
But see,
my brother
mm,
is here. Hey, Sean.
mm. See, that's the crazy part. She really, y'all stuck on the fact that she got 52 parts. What I'm stuck on is that she has 52 parts.
And
Not that
she
she did it in 52 parts. She has the ability to
to
spread
have
it out in 52 parts because it's so much. It's so much that she stayed on the train for and never got off. I don't know what that looks like for me. I don't know if I could confidently say that I could be in those shoes. And I'm not trying to, say, I
yeah.
don't even know what I'm trying to say. I just know I wouldn't do that shit. I'm sorry.
He was imitating his brother. That's what I meant. I say stole because I'm like, that's your brother's life, but he did not steal the social or nothing, y'all. He was imitating and impersonating. I think personally.
Mm, mm.
Thank you,
Wow.
babe. I agree with that. This is what happens when women when you are desperate for marriage. And she said that. She made a
Hmm.
point.
She
And
did.
she felt like she said God was sending her a sign when her tire blew. Don't
Yeah.
go. But she was like, guys, you taking too long. I'ma just go ahead. And I
She,
was like,
she let her
listen,
desperation. Yep.
desperation took the driver's seat and it was
The
hell
red flags were.
hard. And she did admit that. Now my question is, how bad do you feel for her?
I mean, I don't feel bad at all because she's just sharing the history of her story.
Okay.
Because I think she's at a place where she is. I don't gonna profess to know her emotions and things like that because I haven't even watched all the videos. But at the end of the day, if you're feeling comfortable and confident enough to share this with us,
Mm.
um, that means you already taken your steps toward healing. I don't feel bad about your story. I think if I feel bad about something, it's the fact that you didn't have the discernment to leave it alone earlier. That's what I feel bad about is that you even have the story to tell. But
He's
at the end of
-5%.
the day, I feel like how I feel for her. You know, I don't think that I necessarily feel bad because you have already explained that you knew rocking into unsettled territories and you chose that. I don't feel bad for something you chose. But I do feel bad that it took you that long to get to a point where you are no longer in that situation because it seems like she had multiple opportunities to
Yeah.
skirt.
So with that being said, Robin, what from what you've heard so far, what was her point to like, you know what, let this go and just walk away?
I think the first major red flag, and she talked about it in the beginning when she knew it. She knew whatever the red flag it was. I can't remember everything. It was
The
like,
house, the check, and the deal felt the house
yeah,
was
or even her talking about the fact that whenever he talked to certain people on the phone and the way that he did it, it was a pattern, right? It was things, but you've never met these people. That would have alone, because I'm such a curious, who is that? What you doing? Where you going? Not even on some I have to be a helicopter, but just like those are just natural questions that I would have. Oh, like who is this? Where like what's happening? Especially if we're supposed to be building a life together. Letting you bring anybody into my house, into my life, and I don't know nothing. Like, I'm expecting gadget. Because if you don't tell me, I'm gonna find out.
basically I would love to say I'm not, but the truth is I am a I'll see him on the phone if he's in a car taking a call or something like that, and we have kids, so I know that sometimes the commotion in the background can be a lot. It's a, hey babe, who was that? Oh, what were they talking about? Oh, it
Hmm.
was just da 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 da. Okay, cool. I'm not a checker because I feel like you like that level of communication
Right.
of, and he'll do the same. Like he'll hear me on the phone in the room, and he'll be like, "Hey, babe, who was that?"
Just
It was
natural.
just naturally. It was my nana.
Right.
And 9 times out of see with me, I'm bad at this. Like somebody will want to get on the phone with him and be like, "Oh, let me talk to Key," and I'm like, or like if somebody's like talking to him on my phone, I'm going to be like,
Mm.
I'm done. I'm tapped out.
Mhm.
I'm done. When I pass the phone off, I don't want it back. So
Mhm.
I'm that person bad. Like it's just a click. I love you. It's a click. And my friends, I'm a FaceTimer. Otherwise, I can't. I don't know why I can't like phone. I'll be like, but if I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you. We
Right.
can chat. So
Yeah. A little more personable.
I am very personable. So I can't do it. Like I'm like, and like people that have their phones on speaker, which he does a lot. The funny thing is, he does. If you have nothing to hide, then hide nothing. Amen. Like the day that the outage was out, y'all, with AT&T, for those that were severely impacted,
Man,
such as
y'all was
myself.
going through it.
Girl, when I woke up
Oh
and saw
no.
SOS, I looked at my phone. I said, "What is this?" And then like I'm reading my devotional, and I'm like, "Why is my phone saying that?" Like I'm checking cellular data. I'm doing all the things, and then I get on the internet and I see AT&T has a whole outage. I'm like, what? Only for now, hold it. Let me tell you how funny this is, okay? So only for him to take the kids to school, come back,
Mm.
and he on the phone. And I
Mm.
read, and it said Wi-Fi calling only or FaceTime. So I'm already
Yeah.
messaging like my nana, my bonus mom. I'm like, hey, if you call, I don't have service. I'm AT&T. Yeah, it had us out here, okay? And this joker had
Oh.
service on his phone, Robin. And I'm sitting there like, he came in
Yeah.
the house. I said, you guys, your phone work? He said,
Yeah.
yeah. Robin, we on the same plan.
Yeah. He is
He was
doing
like,
his was a special
yeah,
one.
yeah. Look, he said, P, let me call you right back, P.
Ah.
So he comes and sit down. Yes, I know who P is. He comes and he sits down. He's like, babe, I totally forgot about them my mama's phone working. Now me and my siblings, we just SOL out here. So
Right.
I'm sitting
Right.
like, dang, I wanted to go out, do a little something. I said, but I'm not like directional savvy. So I need my
Mhm.
GPS. I
Yeah.
can't go anywhere.
Can't go nowhere. That's
Robin, I'm
good.
gonna tell
Y'all
you about
pulling
my
up.
man. He said, babe, you wanna take my phone?
Mm.
I said, no. And I'm like, babe, no. He's like, what did you? He's like, I don't care. I don't need it.
Mhm.
No, I'm okay. And it's not a matter of me like my mother is now in the chat. Okay,
Mm.
ladies and gentlemen. Hey, ma. So
Hello.
I'm sitting here like, what? Because them two, they
Mhm.
like, oh, Scorpios, us Scorpios, we just. I'm like,
Oh. Oh
yeah,
wow.
they took it there. So,
Ugh.
girl, when my phone came back about 1 o'clock, I said, I got service.
Girl, that
It
is
was
a
horrible.
mess. I remember
It was bad.
I called Trail, right? Because he has AT&T.
Oh
Now
yeah.
here's what's funny for me. I went through about 3 different stages. The first
Oh,
stage was normal.
uh,
Hey, oh, something must be wrong with his phone. Oh, you
okay.
know what I thought? I said that young man forgot to put it on the charger. I said I've been telling him about putting it on the charger, so I said he did it again. I said I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna wait a little bit, right? Waited a few minutes because normally, like, he'll pick up on it very quickly. He's very quick to put it on the charger. It don't take too long for him to be. So I called again. Went straight to voicemail. I said, my second stage is confusion.
Okay.
Now, what's going on? Right? I called a third time. No answer. I went through the stage of worry. I said, oh no, what's going on? Because I'm at a conference. I'm not with him right now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I don't know if he has gone to work yet, still getting ready. I don't know. It's in the morning time.
Hold on.
So I'm getting worried. Then I started to get mad. I don't know why. That was my default. Because now I'm like, what's going on? What is going on? It's not like you did he pay his phone bill. Da, 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 da. Like I was like, no, I am going off in my mind. Girl went through 5 different stages. Child, he ended up calling me about like maybe an hour and a half after that, because I said I can't worry myself with it. Jesus, cover him. You know what I'm saying? I got all the emotions right now. I said, Lord, let him be okay. But
Oh,
Lord, if he okay, don't let him piss me off, Jesus, because I done told him da, 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 da. Like, girl, he called me to talk about the AT&T was down, and I said, oh, okay. I played it off, girl. I ain't tell him. I said, oh,
yeah,
okay.
girl.
I was wondering. I was just wondering. I said, I'm glad everything all right though. Girl, I couldn't tell him. I said, I couldn't
Oh
tell
my
him. I
God.
couldn't tell him.
Girl, Facebook was in a frenzy. I'm sitting there chatting with Mike, all my old cell phone employees. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Mm,
It was just too much. Mike woke him up. Yep, Mike woke me up at 4 a.m.
mm-hmm,
My phone said SOS. Yes. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Cause baby, it
Not
was
a
a lot.
conspiracy. It was.
It it was a
It's
lot.
what
I'm sorry. That
technology in general was weird. Was just weird. Girl, a hot ass mess. But
and then all the Android people like my Android was working just fine. I'm like, just shut up.
or if you have Verizon, I have
Yeah.
Verizon. Mine was working just fine. I called all my people except
I
him.
got all my people except for your man.
Right. That's what I was saying. You know, when you go down the list, like you calling people, I didn't call my mama, I didn't call my homegirl, I tried to
Oh
call him,
my
it
God.
ain't working. I said, it's not my phone.
Girl, they ain't gonna make me jump back to Verizon. I tell you that. Okay.
Girl, look, it's expensive, but it's worth it. I ain't had no
They
problem
are
so
expensive.
far.
I
I'm
left them
rocking
when I
with them.
stopped working there. That half that employee discount was something amazing.
Yeah,
That
you gotta work with you gotta find a loophole. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Hmm. Oh, hers was out.
Absolutely.
Okay. 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 Well, I don't thank you because the Android people that I knew, they all were fine. Okay. They were fine.
I don't even know who still got an Android. I gotta think about that.
Oh, he done broke down your emotions.
Yeah, very much so. That's exactly what I was going through.
Yeah.
But when he
You know, he
came
was
close,
doing
look,
surprise for me. Yeah, he was okay.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
didn't even, those were my emotions. I don't have to express. See, that's the thing.
I
That's the
don't have to
thing.
project.
Women, I can feel what I want to feel, but it's how I react to those feelings. That's what either makes or breaks the situation. We're not going to sit up here and act like I can't feel what I feel. That's what I felt. But if you notice, and when we got on that phone, I said, oh, hey, babe, how you doing? You all right? I was wondering what's going on. I gave him what he needed. Okay. Love and affection. Love and you ain't going to play me. I just want
I don't blame you.
love.
I would have played it cool too. I would have felt all the things and played it straight cool. All
Girl,
right.
what?
Yeah. All the
You know
things.
that's the hand they fan with. I think you
Yeah.
just worry so much. Of course I
Yeah.
do.
All right. Let's see what we got. The last clip.
Crazy. What's this?
Oh, we got video.
Okay,
Let
come
me get
on,
it
tell
queued
me.
up.
Calls them auntie and uncle. Am I the asshole? My younger sister, 28 female, had surgery 3 years ago to reconstruct her hymen. As in, okay. What? Wait, okay. She was a very active fornicator in her younger years, but turned to God 4 years ago and joined a church where she met her now husband, 35, of 2 years. Okay. He is a kind and generous man for the most part, but he has some views I would label misogynistic. Right. And views me, his wife's unmarried sister of 31 years, as pitiable since I have a 5-year-old child. My sister recently received the fantastic news that she is pregnant with their first child. He is over the moon and keeps talking about his virgin queen becoming a mother, despite the fact that, of course, he and her have consummated the marriage. The thing that upsets me is that it is I who is in fact the virgin. Have you got a kid? The son I have of 5 years is my sister's child. When she turned to God and started to go to church, I took on the role of mother to her son. It was only supposed to be for a short time while she settled in church. Wait, why couldn't she go to church with her child? God said, come as you are. But 4 years on from her joining, the charade is still going on. I want to break the news to her husband that my sister was not only not a virgin when they married, but that she has a 5-year-old son who currently calls them auntie and uncle. Am I the asshole?
Okay, I'm gonna run it back one more time. Cause when you sent me this, I had to run it back one more time. So here we go.
Currently calls them auntie and uncle. Am I the asshole? My younger sister, 28 female, had surgery 3 years ago to reconstruct her hymen. As in, okay, what? Wait, okay. She was a very active fornicator in her younger years, but turned to God 4 years ago and joined a church where she met her now husband, 35, of 2 years. Okay. He is a kind and generous man for the most part, but he has some views I would label misogynistic. Right. And views me, his wife's unmarried sister of 31 years, as pitiable since I have a 5-year-old child. My sister recently received the fantastic news that she's pregnant with their first child. He is over the moon and keeps talking about his virgin queen becoming a mother, despite the fact that, of course, he and her have consummated the marriage. The thing that upsets me is that it is I who is in fact the virgin. Have you got a kid? The son I have of 5 years is my sister's child. When she turned to God and started to go to church, I took on the role of mother to her son. It was only supposed to be for a short time while she settled in church.
Wait, why couldn't she go to church with her child? God said, come as you are.
But 4 years on from her joining, the charade is still going on. I want to break the news to her husband that my sister was not only not a virgin when they married, but that she has a 5-year-old son who currently calls them auntie and uncle. Am I the asshole?
I ain't gonna lie to you. This sounds like some Tyler Perry stuff. This sounds like Tyler Perry. Write this script up in a hot second. Okay. Something he already has out that has a very similar storyline. But Akila, what are your thoughts? What would you do? What would you do? That, and then give me your thoughts. Would you tell him?
Would I tell my brother-in-law that his wife is not a virgin and I have her
Actually,
kid?
has a stepson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what, Robin? I'm not gonna lie to you. Akila would not because of like just the sibling thing. There's just a level of like loyalty code, like lines I'm not gonna cross.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Would you do that though? Like if your sister asked you, if your
I'm sorry, the connection to the AT&T, is that you?
No. Shut up.
Sorry. Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead.
If one of your siblings approached you about this and said that they wanted you to play mother of their children until they turn their life over and fully committed to God, would you do it?
Until?
Ooh-wee. That's what it is. That's what the question is. Mm-hmm.
So the question that because I'm a question asker. So after they've turned their life over and now have said husband and is living said life. See, it's not the matter of agreeing because that's my nephew. Like, okay, sure. Yeah. So, Jesus Christ, he's throwing me off. I would have that conversation like, hey, so it's been
this the one. Yeah.
You know what, Karina?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you
something.
Can I be transparent, y'all?
Come on.
Okay. Being that I'm in the seat of bonus mom now, and my husband has completely just been amazing at being provider for the kids without the assistance. If I have it to give to a kid, I'm not even gonna go that route because I guess I've seen the negative side of the child support and having to be dependent or needing that and not having it. And that you have children. That you have this responsibility, and for you to like just go on life with your life as if it doesn't exist, that says a lot. Now for me, I would probably I would distance myself quite a bit because I can't continue to be in that environment.
Yeah.
But and this is Akila still today. However, my husband that I'm like in covenant with and married. Y'all seen Why Did I Get Married?
Mm-hmm. Boom.
Yep.
Boom.
Robert, that's him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Mike. And I'm like, I'm going to be like, please shut up. Shut up. That joker is laying down. Oh, really? Really? So so we just not gonna talk about how the kid that we have in our house is really your son? He's going to completely, because he gonna, you know what he gonna say? He gonna say, you're her sister, not mine. I'm an only child.
Look, this not even. I don't feel no type of way when I say this, but you
Yeah,
know
he
who I
won't.
have? My wife. And you know who else I have? My wife's back. And you know what? You're trying it. So now I have to put you in your place.
So I would
Part.
not. I would not. But Robin, you've already started, darling. I know how close in spirit you and Scotty is. What would you do, my
Oh
dear?
yeah. That's my brother from another mother. I ain't taking nobody here. That's not mine. I'm so sorry. I'm not doing that. This is my thing. This is my thing. There's one thing to helping a sibling going through a tough time in their life. Whatever your
Mhm.
spirituality and how you get there is your journey. But I think going back to like the idea of child support, I would do it in a sense of not to be vindictive, but to hold that person accountable. This is your responsibility, and you don't get to go on with life as if it is not. Just because you're trying to find your way through your spirituality and your religion and whatever. Because what I know, the God that I serve, is you reap what you sow. And I'm not going to allow you to think that you don't have a responsibility. And I totally get your point, because I think there is a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it should be just a money exchange. I don't need money, but you will be taking care of this child's bills when it comes to their education, when it comes to their clothing, when it comes to their food. You can do that exchange on your own because this is your responsibility. Am I going to step in and help you? Of course, because at the end of the day, you are my sister, you are my brother, whatever, and that is my niece or my nephew.
Mhm.
And then from that perspective, the family dynamic, I'm not going to let you fall, and I have the ability to help, and I choose not to. I won't do that. But I
Mhm.
think there's an element of, if I was in this situation, no, 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 I wouldn't take the child unless your husband knows. Because
Oh,
then I'm being put in the middle. Because
oh.
now, when that man find out, I don't know who he about to lash out on, whether it's you or whether it's me. And if it's me, then I'm gonna really have a problem, because this ain't got nothing to do with me. And what you
Mhm.
won't do is get in my face like I'm the problem when this is her. So that's why I think if I were in it, it's not to say that I wouldn't do it, but that would be my condition. He needs to know. He needs to know why you made the decision. He needs it, because it's your decision to wait. It's not his child. So it's
Mhm.
that's you have a duty to, if you're on the spiritual path, to be honest. That's the you talking about, you want to be closer to God. He talks about it. He talks about lying. Don't do it. This is a lie.
Okay. Pastor Blissett says this new
Look,
Christian repent from holding on to the lie with her husband.
come on. Come on.
And babe,
Because
we
my
know
thing
what.
is this. If he's supposed to be the love of her life,
Mhm.
which he already presented misogynistic views apparently, because he wants a virgin. Well, maybe you need to reevaluate the man that you are with,
Mhm.
because then that could cause future problems. You're living the lie already starting off the gate, and you want to continue that based off of his perspective of you.
Yeah.
And once that becomes, something that is revealed and come to light, oh
Mhm.
gosh. Because look how you talking about your sister
Yeah.
married to, that he does not have a relationship with. What do
Mhm.
you think he's gonna say about you? I wouldn't even want to be with somebody like that. If I feel like I'm in fear of not being my authentic and true self, and be able to share with you what I have going on in my life and what my decision is. That's
Mhm.
one. That's a separate thing from getting closer to God. You ain't gonna bring my God in that. I don't like that.
Yeah, don't
I don't
mix
like
it in
that.
there.
No, 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 no. Because that's not what he
No,
said
I
when
agree
he
with
said what he said. I don't.
yeah,
I don't. I don't like that.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like to not be able to be with somebody that's understanding that you have a past is huge. You know, like
Yeah.
I met you and something had to happen that led you here, that brought on this close relationship with God. And
Yeah.
for me, the thing with the husband is I would look at what kind of mother would you be to our kids.
Ooh, talk about it. Someone that will, because oh, it's so heartbreaking, but you gotta be realistic. You gotta be honest. That little boy, whenever he does find out whatever, I hope that he is in a safe place. I hope that he does know how loved he is by the people who do love him. Um, but that is traumatic
It is, and I will
because
say
you gave me
Rob,
up
yeah,
for what?
and you having to have those kinds of conversations with kids because
Mm.
it's not a time of like, oh, the kid may be 16 or 13 and
Ooh,
find something out. Like
ooh,
I'm learning just from my seat that kids are so aware and
mm,
cognizant of
they are
the
smart.
environment, and they're super smart
Mm.
um to ask, because the question even came up with a child that I know of, like, why don't I look like you? They asked their father that. And
Be valid
girl,
questions too.
it's
Cause I'm sitting
valid.
in the back like this. What you gonna say?
Yeah. Why don't I look like you? And it's like, but such and such looks like you. And I'm like sitting there like, this is
Or I'm gonna
uh
go deeper too, Akila. You're saying that not you, but the young lady who
right.
the sister is
Hmm.
saying that she decided to allow her older sister or younger,
Hmm.
whatever the age is, to take care because she wants to get closer to God. When that child finds out, what if he takes the stance of, now I don't even want to have that relationship because with God or spirituality or whatever, because that's what took you away from me.
Me. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Now it's you're jeopardizing his own beliefs potentially and how he feels about those
Oh
things
yeah.
by how you're handling the situation now. I've heard so
Absolutely.
many kids talk about that, how they have strained relationships religiously because of what their parents did with said
Yeah.
religion and how
Yeah.
they emanated that. And
Yeah.
that's what they learned from. That's what they're like, oh, I don't want that. If that's what that is, I don't want it.
I don't want
And
it.
it's like,
And
oh gosh, that's not that. Oh,
it's
it
not
breaks my
that.
heart.
Yeah. And
You
mine isn't
know?
as dramatic as that, but like for me, I tell my nana this all the time. Like I watched her and my papa serve so diligently and faithfully in church, and the people in the other members would just, it was always their phone ringing, always serving. And I'm like, it's amazing that when you are going through it or when you need something, nobody is there, or there's no boundary of ask or
Yeah.
assist. And I said, when I saw that, I was like, I'm not doing nothing. So for a long time in church, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing
Mm,
it because I saw that. I'm like, people don't know how to be respectful and mindful of that. So that is a very valid
mm.
point, and it would be like heartbreaking to see
Yeah.
how many different ways. Because you got the rejection of maybe his father. Like now, where's his dad at? Like I had, like my mom
Right.
betrayed. My mom left me, passed me off to her sister. So are you
Mm,
doing this out of pity? How
right.
much of the
Oh,
family knew?
oh, talk about it, because
How
then
much?
that can
Yeah,
break their relationship. You
yeah.
didn't even have the decency to tell
You
me.
didn't even tell me. How much of the family knew that this was going on? Because
Mm,
now you on some Denzel. All you, I'm putting cases on
uh,
all you. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
okay.
it's like what's going. So everybody knew except for me, and
Yeah.
then
She not think about this. She not think
no.
about it.
Then
She
you
think
have
about
the,
herself.
and then what about this? The siblings that you're wanting to bring into the world with your husband, because now
Not
I'm
ooh.
I'm
Ooh,
looking at
talk
my
about it.
sister or brother
Talk
getting the
about it.
life
Talk
that I
about
should have had, that
because
I
don't
could
let
have.
it be successful.
and don't let
And I don't even want to say successful because I do feel like not to take away what the sister has already done because the baby is now 5 years old, talking, walking, and learning. So
right,
she's
right.
been doing something right, which is plausible. But
Hmm.
even to the extent of what you're saying, if they have any an ounce of more, whether it's two-parent household, whether it's family vacations, like it don't
It
even
can be
have to be a
time.
monetary
It can be time.
it could be time. Oh gosh.
It
Time
can be
memories.
it does not have to be money related. It can be
Yeah.
something as like, did you hold me like that when I was a baby?
Oh, and that be the stuff.
That's the things. Did you do that when I was a baby?
Yeah.
When I was little?
I'm telling my mama right now, she loves taking care of family members. But I ain't got no kids yet. And I be saying, look,
Yeah.
I got a little cousin. You know what I'm saying? She's adorable. I love her to death. She know who she is. Um, Listen, sometimes I be like, she be letting her sit on the lap, and I'm like,
You be side eyeing your cousin. I'm not gonna. My mom and
just
I be
remember
like,
that's not your grandbaby, okay? That's your
yeah,
niece, okay? Hold on to that straight now.
yeah.
Like,
I had an issue with people calling my mom.
ooh, don't call her that.
Yeah, just like I love your. I was like, you can call her Miss Ashaki or something. Don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give a little
Mom, what's
nickname, something.
my Duke? I'm like, don't, please don't. Who are you? And
Yeah.
it's I now I just get she knows it irritates or my mom did this. Like my nickname was Miss Pooh, Kinu Pooh. Okay,
Mhm.
I was a baby, so it was Pooh.
Mhm.
Girl, my mom had somebody's kid and she put Pooh on the end of their name.
Ooh, hot.
I said, what is
Excuse me. Only poo I see is me, and I don't see no mirrors around. Okay.
what is this? Yeah, I instantly got into possessive mode. I'm like, yeah, let me just. But now my mother, listen, she's a nanny. She has the grandkids, so we are soon to be we're getting waved out. Okay, my sister had twins. The kids are, it's done. We're done.
Okay, but look, valid, and I hear you because I'm the same way, and that's why I if this young lady is listening, I urge her to really consider consider the impact, the long-term impact that this
Long
would
term.
potentially
Okay.
have. Because you already lost me with reconstructing your hymen. You lost me already with that. I'm not
The
even, I
deception.
don't, the betrayal.
Okay. Okay.
Be, I feel like I'm in the liking. Deception,
Dis-
betrayal.
Disgrace.
Okay. I'm not saying that the
Girl.
man, again, we already addressed he probably got some issues of his
Right.
own. But
Hmm.
if he were to find out, I'm sorry, that's got me over.
It's a
Because
lot.
he said you did well.
And you
How
know
we
what?
gonna
We
have that
got a
over
couple
dinner?
guys, Mike or Avery, honey. How would y'all respond as men?
Y'all find out that y'all woman had a reconstructed hymen to present herself as a virgin woman.
What does that feel like from a man's standpoint before we get up out of here?
Because clearly it was believable. Clearly the surgery
Put the
was a
number
success.
up just in case they gonna call in. I don't know if y'all gonna put it in the chat or call in,
The
but I
surgery was a success, Akila, because the man is saying my virgin queen. So,
my virgin queen. You are my African
but
queen.
I'm also just like, how would you know? Well, she did get pregnant. Never mind. She did get pregnant
Okay,
because
Mr. Gliss's
isn't she? She's currently
Porter.
pregnant with her.
Mr. Porter, here I
All
go.
right, Mr.
Oh,
Porter. Hello.
hey, Mr. Porter,
Good
thank you.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I would be beyond concerned and betrayed because
Okay.
here's the thing: everyone has a past, but when you go to such lengths to deceive and to cover up, now I call into question literally every single conversation that we've had, every hug, every kiss, every word of affection, every I'm just going out with my friends. I'm calling all of those things into question because what you've shown is that you don't have the intent to be truly emotionally naked with me, which means that you have shown that you will hide things from me. That means I now, beforehand, maybe I'm like, that's my child. Now I'm like, no. How do I know that's my baby? Before I'm signing a birth certificate, we getting the blood test done. Now you have you too controlling. Well, you know where these things start off? It starts off with deception. Be upfront and honest with people and say, okay, this is who I was and this is who I am now. If you look at, what is her name? Rahab. Rahab was a prostitute.
Yeah.
And 14 generations later, Jesus came from that bloodline.
Yes,
So
he did.
it's not, there are plenty of people who quote unquote used to be hoes who are magnificent wives and good husbands and all sorts of things. There are plenty of people who've done some real jacked up stuff. They're liars and cheaters and a bunch of scumbags who are now good people. And you know what? You have to live and you have to learn. And it's not like they're not going to God's not going to allow them to suffer as well. But when you decide to deceive like that, it's never going to work out. And they won't have peace of mind either, because they're going to be looking over their shoulder trying to figure out, I hope that they never find out. It just doesn't do right. It needs to do right.
Thank you, Mr. Porter.
Thank you.
I love
That's
that.
right.
You too.
You too.
He said, I got the question every hug, every kiss.
Every kiss. Now, to that point, do you think that it is fair to say, from your point of view, that when one lies about certain things, they are likely to lie about everything? Because I say that to go answer now.
Finish it. Nope, finish it.
I was gonna say that I was thinking about how clearly this is a level for her of a renaissance, so to speak, a rebirth of who she is. And I'm not saying that I'm not agreeing with Mr. Porter in the sense of she could open the door to, being questioned. I also just want to touch on the fact that she's doing this just to hide a piece of herself, not necessarily lie to him and about everything. But that's, I totally get it if that's the response, because it's like, yeah, that's very much untrustworthy. You didn't lie about something, so likely. But it's also a piece of like, I'm looking at the why she did what she did. And it seems more like she just doesn't want that to be who she is. She doesn't want to be judged in a sense of that past for her. So she went through all of those hoops just to present something that he likes. So I feel like, I don't know if I confidently say that she lied about everything just because she can, or just because this is her personality. I just think that she is she's just not honest with who she is. And I think that type of lie could be different from just, being a pathological liar, basically. Like, she's not that man. She ain't that man that, in the series. Like, she's not him, and not to, with the lessons of the two evils, if you will. But I don't know. She just seems like she doesn't like herself. Or she wants to put on a front that he likes and know that if she's not that person, she doesn't have a chance with him.
So I don't think that it would make me look at everything was a lie, but it would make me start looking at everything if I'm going to continue with you. And there would have to be something for me to regain your trust, depending on how quick our dating went into marriage. I'm going to take a step back and assess that situation. Like, okay, so this happened. Okay, so I was so excited because of this or that. Because what I don't want is I don't want it to turn into me giving her an excuse to use against me. Well, you made me feel like I will, because I have a preference. Because somebody's preference is not my fault. You're not.
Right.
It's your preference. It's not wrong or right. You're not going to make me the bad guy because I have a preference.
Right. Especially if that was something that was up front, because it seemed like it was. It seemed like it was a known fact.
So it from that perspective, and I'm going to look at the times that you back me possibly into a corner, or how many times we had those conversations of, you be honest with me, just be honest with me. How
That's
has
the
that
point.
dynamic in our relationship been, where we actually feel comfortable in being transparent?
That's the point.
What did the marital counseling look like? Because if you went through the church route, and you're just so close with God, then the covering or pastor or leadership that you should be under should have encouraged or made you go through some type of premarital counseling. And I'm going to,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 is like, have you guys talked about this? What was that conversation?
Yeah.
You talk about the family dynamic,
Yeah.
talk about the past relationship. How do you guys handle art? So I'm going to unpack that personally,
Yeah.
and I'm going to let you know that I'm not at a place of trusting you right now. I love you. I'm committed
Mm.
to trying
Mm.
because I care. But you've
Yeah.
also now put me in a situation to where I have to repair a relationship that I had nothing to do with.
There it is. Yep.
And that's not fair with both
It's
your
not.
sister, and now I have to move into the step parent role, which is a lot. And I've talked to friends. I was one of them. Like, I didn't want
Yeah.
that responsibility of coming into a family because of the dynamic of, like, I have to try and gain some type of trust, or like,
Right.
what did that look like? And it is a lot, and it takes a lot. But if I'm with you
Mm.
by default, I'm going to have to take on all that you come with.
Yeah.
So yeah, she would need to, it wouldn't be smooth sailing for me.
No.
I would definitely be, it would be, yeah.
I, w-
What about
I wouldn't even. I couldn't. I could just. I
you?
know
Would
I
do
could
it?
not. I could
Okay.
not. I
You
already
couldn't?
told you. I no. I will help you from a distance,
Okay.
girl. I will come and see my niece and my nephew.
No, no.
You
Could
know.
you date if it was a, could you in a relationship with the person?
Oh. Mm. 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 You know.
You look like you really want to try,
When
Robin.
oh, I'm finding it. I'm finding it. Listen, I think that if I was made aware up front, again, if it was like it wasn't too long that it had you took to tell me.
What's too
If
long?
it didn't take, I don't know. I don't know, Akila. This is hard. I'm trying to I'm trying to give because when I'm not gonna lie to you, and this is literally how my brain works, is that before I try to make decisions, I try to look at it from every angle. I try to
Hmm.
look at it from the person's perspective. I try to look at it at my own perspective. I even try to consider outside third party objective views because sometimes I blind myself with what I think is right when I know it should not be. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So sometimes it's helpful to look at it from an objective view, right? Just to kind of get all perception. I want to globe. And I think that no matter how you look at it, it's
Hmm.
tough. And I think that's what's challenging in this situation. From my perspective, outside perspective, and the other person's perspective, this is a hard thing to come to terms with. Give me back my necklace. So I think immediately, knowing who I am as a person, I would be very upset. I don't
Right.
know if I would immediately cut it off. I would be very
Okay.
honest, but I would be hot and I need a moment. I need time to gather my thoughts and realize how I feel about this because this is a bomb. A
Okay.
bomb has been set off. And I'm
Hmm.
trying to figure out, is this it or can we rebuild? Um, because if it and it also depends on how I find out. If I found out through the source, through you, you may get a little leeway because that
Okay.
means you had the decency and the respect to tell me, no matter how long it is, because of course I can't put a timeline on it, but you open the door to let me
Mhm.
know something that personally you have done. If I have to hear from somebody else though, Aquila,
You can't do it.
yeah, Yeah,
Oh
that's
God.
because now I have to find out from somebody else who knows. It wasn't me that told them; they were told, and then they decided to tell me. Oh baby, nope, you're not gonna have me looking stupid. Absolutely not. I'm out.
Oh God.
I'm out.
Yeah, okay. You out.
No, no, no.
Woo. Okay. Well, no callers. So I will go take that note. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Next week I have a homework assignment for Robin.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
girl,
you know, right?
technology is here.
So
I know.
Robin has to watch the Mia Culpa. Next week we are going to do a panel review of Tyler Perry. Yep, you got 1
Yeah,
week.
from start to finish. I do. No, 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 no. You listen. I may go watch it right now. I
Great.
promise. I'm
So
not
amazing.
promising you that I'm watching it right now. Let me be
Marina,
very clear.
Go ahead and watch it because I'm
Yeah.
probably going to be on the panel. Um, but yeah, so that'll be our topic for next week, guys. Y'all want to jump in and listen before y'all. It's not about me promoting Mr. Perry. I got different opinion, but I don't want to give that until my sister here watches the
Understood.
movie. All
Understood.
right,
Look,
so with
I done heard some things already, so but I love
that,
me some Kelly Rowland. So
I love Kelly. I love
already
Kelly too.
started. It done
Yeah.
already
So
started.
get y'all opinions ready if y'all need to rewatch to see exactly what it was that you liked or did not. Come back on it. I'm gonna make sure my sisters tune in
Mm-hmm.
uh, and discuss. And with that being said, y'all have an amazing week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.